All right, here's the unapproved, not correct, temporary method to get you by on a weekend or a week until a part comes. So remember from the previous videos, this is where I found a leakage, highly corroded. This is a 1-year-old Mr. Cool unit. Here we go, Mr. Cool. Not so cool repair because they cannot get this head overnight from anywhere. And I told you before, this is a house that gets over 100 degrees in the daytime. They live over in a hot area, and this is elderly people who are in their 80s, so it's very important. And the son purchased this thing because it was supposed to be do-it-yourself and it was cheap. And so here's what happens a year later. They do use a lot of cleaning chemicals inside their rooms. They believe in being clean, especially since the COVID thing. So I see some of the chemicals they use contain ammonia, like Windex, and they had some chemicals that had sulfur-bearing compounds, and sulfur attacks copper. You could look it up on Google and do some, the Copper Association of America, who's in charge of copper, and many other laboratories have released papers about how sulfur attacks copper. And this is with this clear epoxy over it. And right now I have the vacuum pump on it. It's already thickened up. So I made sure it was at around 0 to 1 PSI when I started to applying it. And then I turned the recovery machine on again to recover the refrigerant. And because the hole is so small, and this is a thick viscous liquid, it will not suck the liquid into the hole, you know, and cause contamination. And this is a 5-minute setup epoxy, so I don't have to worry about that. It has a thin film on it, and all it has to do is buy us time for the warranty period of delivery and getting the new head out here. And yes, this is a very expensive way to do it, but you instantly get working air conditioning. And remember, this is air conditioning. It's summertime. They're not turning on the heater, so it's not going to be higher pressure inside here. It's only going to be like 125, 135 PSI on the low side and cold. And that's it. We'll see how this one goes. I've done things like this before with different ones. This is all I had access to right now. And we all trust JB Weld. So let's see what happens.